welcome to the 5-minute meetup. This is a 5-minute video I do once a week for NaNoWriMo / National Novel Writing Month. I've been doing these videos as NaNoWriMo tips to help you on your NaNoWriMo journey. This week we are in the third week. And the third week is going to be where a lot of people are really entrenched in the middle of their book. And so that's why this video is all about conquering the saggy middle. So the saggy middle is really when the middle of your book starts to wane, it gets a little bit boring, or maybe it doesn't really seem like it knows where it's going. You feel like you don't know where it's going, or you're just stuck. You have no idea what to do. And that's kind of when your middle starts to sag and it's not as strong as the rest of the book. So this video is all about some things that I do to help me avoid, or at least try to avoid, a saggy middle in my books. And so I'm just going to go through those quickly with you guys. So the first thing is to check your subplots. So your subplot is a secondary plot that runs parallel to the main plot and also supports it. So you want your subplot to ideally affect the main plot in some way. For me, a lot of the ways that I use subplots are to help my character develop the skills they need to conquer the main plot, because I do so much sci-fi and fantasy and usually they have to defeat someone or something like that. And so the subplot is to help the main character work through all of their issues so that by the time they get to the main plot, like, they're almost ready to conquer it. And so that's what the subplot helps with. So if you're having a saggy middle, something that can really help you is to add more subplots. If you find you don't know where it's going, add a subplot that can make the narrative more interesting, that can give your character a goal to work towards, that they're going to finish or almost finish before the main plot is over. And then that also gives your reader something to pay attention to and to follow along with. It can still be engaging because it's still involving your character in working towards a goal. Adding more of these is great. Complicating them, you still want your subplots to be interesting. They're not just like, and then we fucked off to the store and wasn't that great, and now let's remember that we have to defeat this dragon. Like, they should be engaging things that are happening to your character. So adding more subplots, making sure your subplots are engaging, and making sure that your subplots will tie together with the main plot, even though they're running parallel, that they're all still going to be related. Adding those into your middle can help it go forever. Like, I have 4 subplots in my Nano book, and it is like trying to get all of them together and wrapped up is just propelling me straight through the middle and helping me write. Next thing you can do to help yourself with a soggy middle is to throw a wrench in it. Mix shit up, basically. So make things hard for your character. Add in some difficult challenge that they didn't have before. Like, really put them through it. Like, if your character is having an easy time, I'm prone to it too. My characters are my little darling babies and I don't want to hurt them. And so I find myself like stepping on eggshells to make things easy for them. Don't do that, because that's gonna make your middle boring. Throw wrenches in it, make things tough for them, beat them up, hurt your characters, make things real bad for them, and put challenges in their way so that they have something that they're working through that whole time in the middle. Like, they have constant obstacles that are coming up that they have to work through, because that's more engaging for your reader, that's more engaging for your character, and that'll propel you faster through writing than your character just like waving along and doing stuff idly with like no challenges. And the last thing I'm going to say to help you through a soggy middle is less talk, more action. I'm really prone to this too, where I'll find that I'm having scenes where like my characters are always investigating something. So I'll find that I'm having all these scenes where they're going and investigating things and they're just talking. So they go and they meet someone someplace and then they just talk. And then they go and meet someone somewhere else and then they just talk. That can make things really slow down and boring for your reader. So adding in more action, have them doing more things, have them really taking action, being an active character, going out and getting shit done, because that will be a lot more dynamic than them just kind of going and sitting and chatting with people. And you can do that in any genre. Like even if you're in a contemporary, like there are still lots of things your character can do that are active, that propel the plot forward, that make it more interesting for your reader. Those are my tips for how to conquer a saggy middle. It's really like at its most basic form, finding ways to zigzag your character. You don't want them just like jogging along idly towards the finish line, straight and narrow. You want to put in a bunch of zigzags and bumps and hills, and like that's all the stuff that's going to make your middle more dynamic. It's going to make it more interesting for your reader. It's going to make it more interesting for you to write. And when it's more interesting for you to write, then you can write faster. And we only got a month, so that's real helpful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please subscribe. I'm also going to put a link here to my NaNoWriMo 2019 playlist so you can see all the videos I have been sharing for this National Novel Writing Month. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!